Ah, yeah, I know. I think I have it muted. So my voice was also muted. Yes, and I think you should. Okay, so you should be also. You should be able to also hear yourself via Twitch. Let me check if I can hear you. Can you say something? 1, 2, 3. Ah, no, it's a little bit delayed. Seems that today's connection is worse than usual. No, I can't hear you, so I'm not sure why it's that. Uh, hmm. Yeah, that's uh, that's what I've seen also. Uh, hmm. Let me try again. Audio capture device. Okay, maybe this will work. Last time when I tried this, I got a lot of noise, so hopefully it's not this way. Not this time. Can you say something? Hello? Properties, monitor. Okay, now it should be. Okay, say something.
Hello, can you hear
Y
me now?
yes, I think you're okay. I see the zoom meter moving.
Yes, it works now.
Okay,
Great.
perfect. Perfect. Okay, so for the people that might look at the recording or something and wondering why I was talking like a madman to myself, I'm actually talking to Andy. He was kind enough to join me for this stream. We try to join forces. Okay, let me mute myself because it will get into an echo. Um, okay, and he's starting. He is planning on starting, or are you already started your channel with examining crates, or what's your plan?
Mm, well, I have created a channel, but there's nothing on there yet. I have also not recorded yet
Oh,
because I'm still thinking about what video I should start with.
okay,
So there's nothing there right now, but
okay,
it's in the works.
okay, okay. So. For anyone who might have seen some of my previous streams, typically I'm doing some kind of exercise or just approaching some kind of topic. This time is a little bit different. I'm trying to, let's say, approach a more practical project. I said, okay, let's write it in Rust, but then I discussed with Andy and he said, we came to the conclusion that maybe let's try it in Rust is a little bit better. So what we're gonna try in Rust today is just something like Yahoo pipes, but worse, as the title says. If you're not familiar with Yahoo pipes, it's was actually product from Yahoo, which was discontinued, I think, in 2009, and the idea of the web is definitely worse today. Which was aimed at, let's say, non-programmers to be able to do some kind of mashing. Mm, it's there is a history page of it. I don't know. So let's look at the Wikipedia page. That yeah, it's no longer working. The page. So the idea was to get let's say the power of programming to people that aren't programmers with something visual like okay, you get some sources of information from various places and you do the editing with something like this image here. Let's see if I can uh, show it. uh, So you get some kind of source of information, then you do some, oh, it's loaded. Okay, so you get some kind of source of information through this graphical interface. Um, this might remind people who are familiar with Scratch of that. You have some kind of connection, and I think the flow is from the bottom up. So you have fetching the feed, you have some kind of URL builder, and you propagate or generate some kind of page. Um, so why I invited Andy today is because he was considering doing some kind of evaluation of crates, or at least that's what he told me initially. I thought, okay, let's maybe combine our forces initially, because he's at the beginning, I'm at the beginning with streaming, so we might as well join forces and maybe get something going on, and maybe he has some suggestions, or we'll keep the stream a little bit focused. What do
Yeah,
you think about this, Andy?
yeah, going to be way more complicated than we can probably tackle, but we
Yeah,
should probably just start simple and then we can see how far we can get with this.
yeah. So I've asked before we went online, how much time do you have? I typically say, okay, I will schedule this for maybe an hour or an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, but I typically go longer than that. So I would, since uh, I don't have a problem with myself going over the allotted time, that's not a problem for me. But in this case, since you are also participating, I would say maybe we should schedule, or at least settle ahead of time. How much time do you have, or at least do you have some kind of target? Maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 hour since the start, so we have maybe just 45 minutes, 50 minutes left, or how much do you think you can stay?
Yeah, I think an hour should be good for this.
Okay.
Should also not go for too long because then everybody loses focus.
Yeah, sure, sure. So my idea for this was to maybe crayon a little bit the maybe the concept that we want to have. Maybe choose some kind of crates. That's okay. Let's see. Maybe for RSS parsing we use something, or something else, or whatever. Or maybe we use something for the filtering. Decide something on that, and maybe decide a little bit on the overall architecture of the entire thing. And
Mm-hmm.
after this hour, maybe we will have something, and you can go your merry way, and maybe join me at a little time, and I can stay longer and try to implement some of the interfaces between the components, or go ahead with the implementation of maybe some kind of interfaces or tests or whatever. Does that sound okay with you?
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, so we haven't had time to set up remote access through VS Code, but I looked over the information, and I will. Um, I think I need to switch to a view where I don't show the screen. So let me just switch to uh, maybe just my face. Okay, so let's transition to that while I'll we set up this connection. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we'll also start a new. We'll move to a new window. Close the old one, and I'm not sure how we can share the secrets via Discord. Discord is not on screen, so it should be fine. Should preserve secrecy. Can you still hear me, Andy? Did I lose you? I just heard the last noise. noise. Did I lose you? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay, I can hear you back. Okay, so
Okay.
um, okay, so are we sharing the? Are we going to share the secret via Discord so we can access my session, or I can access yours, whatever.
Yes.
Actually, I think it's the other way
No.
because I can because I if I'm going to do the implementation, it should be locally, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. So
Okay.
we're trying to use Visual Studio Code Share,
Yeah.
Live Share.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've used it before, but it's the first time for Eddie.
Yeah, it's a new one. So let me see, just cargo new and just say I don't know Yahoo uh, pipes wars, and I think it should be an application, so should be okay. And let me see, where is it? Sharing. Uh, do you? I've looked at the video yesterday, but I'm running a blank. Where was that? Where was that option? Share? No.
Live Share on the left side in the toolbar. Then
Tog
start collaboration session.
uh, toggle no. Where is it? Live share. Uh, uh, okay, session details. Oh, I don't seem to have that option.
You need to install the extension for Live Share
Ah, okay, okay, okay,
in Visual Studio Code.
okay. Live share, yeah. Good thing that these extensions reinstall very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's installing. Okay, so now I have something. Let me just git init while I'm waiting. Git add -a etc -m initial commit. Okay, so now I should have, yes, I have live share and start collaboration session and share now and uh, invite, send where is it? Share a terminal, share a server, view security. Oh, it's trying to sign in to proceed. Ah, okay. Authorize. Yeah.
Yes, I
Since I
think
didn't,
you
since
need
I didn't,
some
yeah, since
some
I didn't
account.
have a way to, yeah, I'm ready. It says ready to collaborate. Since I didn't have anyone to share this with, I wasn't able to actually do a test sharing
Mm-hmm.
session. So yeah.
Well, you can share with yourself. I tried
Oh,
that.
really?
It works also fine. Yes. Looks a bit
Okay.
weird, but it works.
Okay. Okay.
I
So.
also thought for the streaming setup to not actually work on the screen I'm sharing, but only have the screen share as live share
Mhm.
the screen.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's worth it.
Okay. Uh, okay. So it says it's doing the right thing. I'm not sure why it's not.
Yeah, when it's done, it's copying the link to the clipboard. Then you can just paste it somewhere.
Oh. So let's see if it did copy the clipboard. No. Having trouble. Click here for user code directions. I'm not sure what's happening. Share now again. Sign in with GitHub. It should be. I think it's waiting for. I think it's waiting. No, it's not for waiting for a second factor authentication because I have it activated on my GitHub account, but it seems not. If your browser doesn't require, please click here to continue. Okay, clicking here. Now you're ready. Actually, I'm not ready. Okay, this is not going as planned. So let me just transition so you can see what I'm seeing. Meanwhile, okay, you should be seeing what I'm seeing. So for some reason, it says that I need to be authenticated. I've done all the authentication here, but it didn't actually work. So if I start with GitHub, it opens up the web page where I should authorize Visual Studio Code Live Share, but it doesn't do the right thing. It now ends up showing this screen. Come on. I would expect. Okay. Don't know what's. Okay. Maybe we need to find some other way of sharing ideas. Okay, maybe just using voice for now. If you have any ideas, maybe you can use some kind of visual interface. I don't know what. So join, start read-only collaboration. Yeah, it doesn't seem that I can do anything except just wait for this to properly connect. Okay. Okay, so I guess I don't think it makes sense to waste more time on this. So let's just oh, I have no folder open. Okay, so here and Yahoo pipes. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen. Okay, and we have now a main, but I think that would be the last thing that we care about at this point, because what we care about at this point I think is to think of the way to, I don't know, put things together in the sense of architecture, what needs to be where, and maybe we have some kind of instead of this plain text instead of this main arrays we have some kind of plain text file, maybe a readme, and we just say, I don't know, intro, just say replicate Yahoo Vibes idea in command line and generate pages. Just say generate static pages. So my idea, and you can tell me if it sounds wrong or bad or whatever. My idea of the design, or I don't know, requirements would be something like we would want to be able to let's say first come on refresh via some cron job, as it was suggested in the previous section. We want to have some static pages because most likely we will deal with a lot of data, and this is actually one of my, let's say, first serious projects on the web. I've told this to Wendy before. I am actually an embedded programmer, focused mostly on embedded C on in my daily life. So web programming has actually been just okay, maybe just make a web interface for that service that does CI or whatever, but nothing fancy. So I don't want to complicate things at this point. So that's why I want to have some kind of static pages. We generate them periodically, and we do the filtering or whatever we want to do, and we get the output pages and put that maybe on somewhere on via github.io or gitlab.io pages. Okay. Yeah. It makes sense. So we have something like I think there is a page. I think it's something with a Z. It's a static page generator or something like that. Okay, generator pages. And I am thinking the idea is kind of similar. Just run something from the CLI and maybe I don't know, something with a Z. I don't remember the name. Web Meld Strange. It's not Rocket. Yeah, 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 yeah. I will do that at some point. Now I have just config. Uh, yeah. So yeah, after that, yeah, at some later point, we just look at the history and do whatever we do the publishing. So at this point, I don't think it makes sense to think about that. So what I'm actually thinking is that at a minimum, we could do the following. We could have a test RSS feed, maybe which is locally. So we assume that at the previous steps, some cron job downloaded the RSS into some local storage. Doesn't matter which kind, it can be just plain files for the minimal viable product. Let's call it like that. And the generator runs through that RSS feed and uh, parses it, and with some kind of maybe in a toml kind of file, we configure some kind of filter where maybe we look for a keyword in the title or something like that. We don't want to have something fancy like machine learning or I don't know, heuristics and things like that. Just look for some kind of pattern. I don't know, maybe as we talked in the preparation, maybe I'm a fan of electric cars and I just want to look for all the news for electric cars, but in our proof of concept, let's just say proof of concept, we just say uh, local RSS in file, or we could read to string or whatever. Uh, Filter defined via yeah. I guess I looked at the RSS crates, and I've seen that you have even things that look for the. So you give it an URL and it looks for the alternative URL that has the URL, the RSS feed. So yeah, I think it's find RSS. Yeah, this one. So you just give it the URL and it looks for it, and okay, this is the feed. So if we have something like this, download it, that's fine. Okay, so going back via some config file, toml maybe? Yeah, toml ini, okay, yeah, go ahead. I've seen criticism of YAML, and I would I would rather have that as a definition. So as far as I know, toml it's not uh, giving any kind of execution. So I would like to avoid as much as possible maybe having the temptation to put something that could have a, I don't know, an execution or maybe some scripting or whatever. I just want to have something simple like, let's say I have a definition, something like just say sources, and let's just say you RSS list or something like that, and then just say some list of URLs or whatever. Just say HTTPS, I don't know, bbc.co.uk or something, um, or RSS or sources or something like that. RSS1 for instance, and let's just say we have an RSS2, and I don't know, maybe I don't know. You're from Austria, right? Yeah, okay, so I don't know a site from Austria with news. I was thinking of Deutsche Welle, but that's German. Oh, F.80. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so we would have something like filter and just say, um, yep. Yeah, I will get to that because I'm thinking the following. We could have something like, I could say, okay, in something, I don't know, filter. We have a name for a filter. Just say electric, and we just say something like, I don't know, in, and we have some kind of list or whatever. I'm thinking out loud. Is this one? Yeah, something like that, and just and maybe we have a similar thing for Tesla, maybe whatever Tesla and something. But I also need to have some kind of way of saying what is the actual filter. So maybe say uh, grep or re for regular expression, or just match, or I don't know, titles or contains or something like that. Let's just say contains, maybe a plain text, and have something like electric car, and then we would have some kind of output, and just say combine. Oh, what have I done? Combine, and just say maybe electric and Tesla or something like that. So the idea is that the output would replicate the case where you have two inputs to get this combined output. So something like a union of it. And maybe, I don't know, you could have some other filter like, let's say, unique, because there can be a situation where, uh, just say, and maybe it just doesn't need any kind of parameters filter, um, because there can be a situation where we have the same source, right? So you could go from BBC Call UK, go through the filter of electric cars and get some output, but also go maybe through BBC Call UK and go through Tesla, right? And an article could contain both electric car and Tesla as keywords, and just say contains, just say Tesla, and then you want to have a unique and just say join uh, and say electric, I don't know, and Tesla, or something like that, and then you just say you have a unique as the only um, input, and that avoids the fact that because you've split them at some point, the pipes or the flows you split them at some point, you might get the same article, but in the output you want to have a single occurrence for that, because so that's my idea. So do you think it looks decent from a concept, or at least from a very high level point of view? I'm not thinking about the syntax, I'm not thinking about the format of the toml or something like that. Yeah, exactly, exactly. We could also add different types of filters. Maybe I don't know. You could have regular expression filters, and we will have to think, or at least I will have to think. You just give me some hints if I'm going in the right direction. So let me check everything is okay on the stream. Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure that I don't, we're not, but you were seeing that actually my screen, right? Correctly. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so I shouldn't have minimized this. Okay. Um, oh, uh, yeah, I saw your message. Uh, Okay, so it seems the routing through all the platforms is going so well, so any kind of message you type should be visible on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch, all the other way around. Okay, so going back at the idea, the proof of concept has something like this: filter defined via some config file. Um, just contains keyword initially, and the output could be still just locally, or I think from the RSS I think I can easily generate some kind of HTML page, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's look at the orf.at, and let's just find RSS if we can. Alternate. They they have. I found it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they have some kind of schema declared. By the way, I'm familiar with XML from maybe 15 years ago. Yes. Yeah, in my view, it's a format that should have died a long time ago, but the web was built on top of it, so yeah, it's not going to easily. So yeah, yeah. Oh. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, this one. Mhm. Mhm. Just like JSON, right? which doesn't have comments and has a very strict format, which doesn't accept commas at the end of a section and things like that. So after the last element in the list and things like that. Okay. Okay. So. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I see, I see. So basically, what we would want to look at for an RSS feed is XML NS, which is the schema, I suppose, but it's the basic one for RSS. Uh, okay, and the DC and the SY are also the ones that might have interesting information. SY, as you can see, is syndications. So I'm not sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Okay. So let's just put something. Let's just say Andy's. Let's say from Andy's brain, if you don't mind. Okay. Schema. Parser should ignore the rest of the namespaces. Um, why am I pressing enter and instead of enter? Okay, interesting extension is the DC namespace, which is this one. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, cool, cool. What? Doubling core? Oh. Okay. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think all of the other crates have, well, at least some of them were saying, okay, like this, RSS RS deprecated has been merged into RSS crate, and so on and so forth. So, uh, 09. Okay, okay, but I guess at some point this will be updated, maybe, hopefully. Okay, okay. Oh, think I'm losing you. Oh no, okay, you're back. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's not such a biggie, at least at this point, because or at least I don't think it will be such, from my point of view, RSS or any of the other crates should be fine as long as it gives me some kind of way of getting this information. And I don't know. Uh, and what I'm actually interested about is it seems things like this which seem to be non-standard, right? RDF. Mm, mm, Yes, but I'm not sure what's the expectation regarding to RSS. Would there be some kind of um, minimal structure like the title or description or something like that, or truncated part of the yeah. Yes, but is this part of the RSS standard? I see. And RDF about this is it says RDF syntax and on NS from W3 org. Okay, suppose it builds upon that. Okay, RDF about. We can look at maybe other. What maybe in the future at some other RSS feeds and see if this is standard. So visit bbc.co.uk. Let's just try that and look at the source and say alter. No RSS. No atom. Uh, no, they don't have a feed. No, I can't believe that. Maybe it gets loaded with some kind of JavaScript. So, so is there any alternative that would make sense nowadays? Okay, okay. Yeah, but I don't want to limit it just to sites that have articles on Twitter because actually on Yahoo pipes you could give any kind of sources. You could even have some kind of blog from somebody or whatever. Maybe I don't know. You want to have. Do you know Tesla Björn, the blogger? Tesla Björn. He's a guy from Norway who does all sorts of electric car mm, uh, reviews and things like that. He's not paid and things like that. So, for instance, Björn Nyland is the name, and he could say, okay, because I'm interested in electric cars, maybe I want to also get the feed from his channel because he has I don't know 181,000 viewers. Actually, no, uh, subscribers. Yeah. So I'm thinking also there could be a situation where I would want a page that doesn't have any kind of RSS, and through some other type of filter, I could extract titles and things like that, maybe based on some kind of customized, I don't know, filter looking for particular divs and things like that. Sure, sure. Yeah, sure, sure. So I would say that that's why I was saying that at the proof of concept level, I would say, okay, just local RSS, one, two RSS, maybe, no, two, three of them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then we could have some kind of filters and then join them and things like that, and maybe we could even have filters that say, okay, if it has electric and also has some other keyword, and you have some other filter that says maybe has a kind of logical and or maybe whatever. So I guess for a initial proof of concepts, it's we have an output RSS with filtered outputs and uh, yeah. Because the RSS is XML and you can easily get some kind of XSLT, right? Which could turn it into a plain HTML. Yeah, that's also too. Okay. Yeah, maybe markdown. It could be. I don't know. I could. Yeah, but if I can turn it into something that is readable, I could even just generate the markdown and then push it and into some kind of repository and instead of having a web page and github.io, you just use the preview of GitHub, right, for MD pages, and that should be fine. Okay, so I think we're just 10 minutes up to the 1 hour mark. Um, so do you think it would be okay with a toml file? I'm not sure I would go on the YAML route because it's something that I haven't worked with, and toml at least I'm it's familiar. But isn't YAML space sensitive and it has all sorts of quirks like that? I don't want to implement a Python parser. Yeah, sure. Okay, so maybe what we can do now for the remaining 7 minutes, we could think of what crates I could look at in the next phases for each of the parts. So let's just say something like just say okay. So for local RSS, this is standard library. It's nothing to be done here, right? Maybe just getting the one. Okay, so just say RSS crate, and let's just take the URL and say that. Okay, maybe we would also want the find RSS find RSS crate so you can easily find it. Oh, yeah, yeah, I see 0.1 and only one version. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Find RSS and just say question mark and just say here maybe uh, not maintained alternatives. Okay, okay, for the toml, I think there should be lots and lots of parser because cargo uses toml, right? So, Yeah, and 056. I guess they never ended up at stabilizing it, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's written by Alex. Okay, it's written by Alex Crichton, so it should be okay. 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 It's interesting that toml redirects to toml. Oh, it says toml rs. Maybe there is a desynchronization between the name of the crate and what the documentation says inside the package. I don't know. Okay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Ah, okay, okay, okay. So maybe in the documentation it's everything is fine or whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, one thing that I realized that I need to be careful about is licenses because I know that at least they need to be compatible. So it seems I might, yeah, MIT or Apache to all of them, probably now. Okay, so yeah, they're dual licensed. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I really like that about the Rust ecosystem that people have settled on some very liberal licenses, and I've been in the past a fan of the GPL. I'm still a fan of the GPLs for maybe projects that I don't know, maybe are standalone or whatever, are some kind of applications. But I've seen the faults of it when uh, when I was thinking, why isn't ZFS merged into the kernel, into the Linux kernel, and then realized, oh, they are both trying to be, let's say, copyleft, but they are conflicting with each other. So, yeah. So I guess MIT or Apache are a little bit better choices. Okay, that diversion aside, output RSS was filtered into. Let's try with markdown, or I don't know. What do you think? Or mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's write this down. Um, okay, this could be a plugin exporter, and this would actually think it would the way to make it work. I think it would be by defining some kind of traits at this point. So it would be interesting. Maybe give some material for some other future stream with traits. Okay, that's nice. Where on the RSS? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. Okay, so you need some kind of type that unifies or gives you some kind of unified interface to get from the its initial format your internal way of I don't know parsing or getting the elements from the RSS or whatever source that you have. Okay, yeah, sounds reasonable. Okay, um, okay, occasion for using traits. Uh, the same for the input, but yeah, I guess since we're starting just with RSS, most likely not be that way, but exported most definitely makes sense. Okay, so let's look for candidates for, I don't know, RSS itself. It's probably having some kind of generate some kind of, I don't know, some iterator or whatever. I suppose, from a reader. Title, link, description, unwrap. Okay. Item. Okay. Yeah, so we get these items and as an option, so I suspect there is, does it implement into iter or something? So you think that we would have some kind of other struct that would generate that? Source contain. Yeah, yeah, something like that. So I'm thinking that we could have some kind of iterator that gives me all the entries within the RSS, and then I can look at them and say, okay, does this have this keyword? No. Does it have the keyword, and so on. And at the end, okay, channel. Okay, so most likely I'm looking at the. I should have some. Where is it? Some. Uh, extension. Namespace extension. That's what you were talking about. But I don't see. I don't see the struct that would represent the RSS itself. RSS channel. Okay, so let's look. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and this is. And it's probably ending at some point. Where is it? Message channel. Okay. Yeah, just one. Yeah, I've just found it. Yeah, it's on line 130, but I scroll first. Okay, so you should see it soon. Okay, I'll keep it on the screen so you can see it. Okay. Yeah. Uh, mm, yeah. Yeah, it seems that it's used this RDF resource, and then it has, let's say for instance, we have this link, this linking to some item here lower in the file. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's weird, but we will deal with that when we get there. Or I will deal with that when I get there. Okay, so okay, I was actually looking at the RSS. Create here and documentation. So I'll get the channel, and then the channel has an items, and an items in this channel is a slice of item, and the item type probably has some kind of information, which is okay. I guess it's yeah. Okay, it's item. So item, yeah. Author, categories, comments, content, description, enclosure. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and you can even set the author date. So that's nice because the output RSS could have a custom author category, whatever, all sorts of information. Okay, cool. Okay, I think that's a nice outline of the thing. On the toml side, I think that should be quite obvious. And the output, let's look also for an markdown uh, crate. Correct. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe. Okay. Let me just uh, markdown, parsing markdown, and outputting HTML. Okay. Extract, include, strip, mdbook, latte. Okay. Uh, okay, I guess CLI task run. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I think you're correct since it's the format. It's so simple. But I'm thinking that you could screw it so badly if you, because there are so many flavors of it. Okay, of course. Yeah, titles and the body and maybe list and things like that. So other than that, it should be fine. Okay, okay. So let's just write this down. For MD, MD. So I'll just say markdown output. Uh, just generate by hand as the output is simple enough. And then we don't care about how we end up with HTML because in the first version we could just generate the MD file and have the let GitHub um, render that for us. Are URLs? Do you know if? And this is the last thing. I think we're 7 minutes over your 1 hour mark. Do you know if the URL are a standard thing in Markdown? Down syntax. So you just give it a simple URL without any kind of. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it has. So no. Markdown. Yeah, it should be here. URL. Yeah, so it has exclamation point, square bracket, some text, and then close square brackets, and in parentheses you have the URL. Yeah, I guess. That's for images, and for links you have the without exclamation mark. Yeah, okay. So it should be trivial to generate. Just a printf, print line, printf, my C mind. Okay, so I don't know if you want to stay around or you want to leave. I will try to maybe define some kind of or dive into some of the interfaces between the crates. I'm thinking that the easiest one to tackle at this point without having much interference is actually thinking about the toml file and how I can define some kind of filter that just has plain text filter, something that contains that particular string. And because that is in the middle between the RSS definition and uh, the definition of the filter itself. I think I could hack something and I just say maybe have something like RSS3 equals feed.xml, which is a local file. And then I could use. Um, yeah, but I'm not actually thinking about implementing the filter itself, but I'm thinking of how do I define something like this that says, okay, I have this input as RSS, and this is a filter which has the following semantic. If it contains the electric car string, then that item should pass on the other hand. But I don't care about the actual implementation. I don't care about how the output would look like, how I will generate the RSS, how I read the RSS, and things like that. I just want to make sure that I have something that can be um, connected to some kind of types in a Rust code when I read this. Okay. I guess I will have to run into those kind of. Um, since the core feature of Yahoo Page is this kind of filtering and things like that, I'm thinking that this makes sense to be the first focus because I want to have an idea of how the UI would look like in this case. So basically the UIs in this case would be, okay, I define a filter like this and I need some kind of input and I need some kind of output and I need some kind of way to define the filter itself. So yeah, mm-hmm. Correct, correct. Yeah, yeah. So I was actually thinking that for then once I have some kind of high level definitions of how I want things to interact, so at least this outline that we looked at before and we written down, um, once I have that, I was thinking that I could try to define the interfaces between the components. So that would allow me the flexibility to do whatever I want in the implementation, but make sure that I can test at the boundary level. So I can separate the toml file parsing from the actual implementation of the filter, from the feed generator and things like that. So I focus on the boundary and then whatever I found then necessary to change in the boundary, hopefully uh, the compiler would guide me on the right direction. And I'm thinking that I've seen this done by John. John, I don't know how to pronounce his name. His handle, yeah, Jenks, yeah, possibly. Sorry, John. So I've seen him starting with this kind of approach. He defines first the interface, and that allows him to have a clean interface and make it clear, okay, at the boundary level, this is what makes sense from a user point of view to see. So then the library behind it is a little bit more self-contained, and everything that comes up as necessary to be passed through that interface, it could be a smell that something is not correctly separated, or it could be actually something that is useful. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. That's actually my idea behind this. Okay. Okay. So, Andy, if you want, you can leave. We can close the call now, and I can continue try to uh, work on this. First of all, thank you. And I think it makes sense for you to, even if you don't have anything on your channel, maybe just give me the URL so when you have something in there, people at a later point might see this and they will be pointed to your channel or whatever. You want to do it on YouTube? Is that okay with you? I don't want to pressure you. Okay, so then, okay, so I guess, do you mind if you share the Twitter or if, or, okay, so let me show you. Ah, come on, Twitter. Okay, so I've added you, I followed you recently, so it should be somewhere easily findable. Okay, Anumo here. Okay, so this is, yeah, yeah. It's I was expecting for Twitter to autocomplete. Okay, so I will let's put this in the. Okay, so okay. Plus. Okay, so this is Andy. Oh, follow him, whatever. He was nice enough to join me and just be my, I don't know, uh, my partner in throwing ideas and seeing what makes sense and what doesn't. Thank you for maybe I wouldn't have known about the things related to namespaces and I don't know what's okay, what's the structure that should be expected in RSS. Um, I guess I'm expecting for you to give me some kind of nudge. Okay, Eddie, I've made put some video on my channel, so look is there. So yeah, thank you a lot. Yeah, don't worry. Thank you a lot again. So if you want to ask Andy for something, just look on Twitter. Maybe he will respond. I'm not sure. Okay, so if you want to go to bed, thank you a lot and good night. Or if you want to hang out, you're still welcome to hang out. So we're going to close now, right? The audio part. Okay. Bye. Thank you a lot. Bye, Andy. Okay. So yeah, thank you a lot, Andy. Um, I hope we'll see more of him. He was telling me that he wants to put some kind of, as I said, some kind of channel with crates and evaluate and say, okay, try to do something useful with those crates. So due to that and due to the fact that I was thinking of this idea of let's try it in Rust, and I had this Yahoo pipes idea in my mind for quite some time. I was thinking, okay, let's just team up, and even if it's very simple, maybe I don't know, just get a feeling of how would a real use case for a crate like RSS or um, toml or whatever would be used. Okay, so let's just zoom out a little. I really need to go and get myself a glass of water because my throat is dry. So I will shut off for a little bit the camera and my webcam and my microphone just to be on the safe side. Let's just do something very low level. Be back. Be right back. visible. Okay, so let's just plus. Okay, let's hide this. So ah, okay. Uh, okay. One more thing I want to check. I didn't update the titles. Okay, for the stream, so I should do that. And come on, come on, load. Hey, there is another viewer. Hello, on Twitch. I'm not seeing the chat, so if you're saying anything, sorry, I don't see anything. Okay, connection is definitely bad today. Okay. Okay, let's mute this and transition. And I think I could use rocks. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so let's see. Anyone? No questions. Okay. The dashboard seems to be okay. I need to reorganize things a little bit on the secondary monitor because it's a little bit crowded since I have added music. So I still need to see if everything is okay. 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 Good. There are some people on Twitch. Hello. Don't be afraid to ask anything. Okay, so up until now I've discovered Andy. He is the guy at this URL, and he is where is that? Here. That's his Twitter ID. Okay, there are some notifications. Not sure why I thought it was a good idea to click on them, but anyway. Oh, okay. Um, okay, close this. Um, okay, so the idea that we came up with, so Andy helped me to iron out at least some high level plan of this. Let's make this okay big. And let me turn the music a little bit lower because it's a little bit too loud. Okay. 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 I'm not as high tech as Chris. Uh, by the way, he is awesome. Let me see if I can find him. Where's the window? Here. Okay, so Twitch. I think most likely he's already streaming at this hour. So yeah, he is. So yeah, this is him. I'll mute the channel. That's yeah. If you want to have some fun, you can look at his channel. Okay, ads, excellent. At least there's trust from Star Trek. Okay, come on. Yeah. Yeah, this him. is this frozen? I don't know, maybe it's not loading. But anyway, you get the idea. So let me put that in the chat in case you wanna go there. So yeah. Okay, so going back to our idea, BBC doesn't have an RSS feed. And now we look at the outline. Okay, let's just turn this into some kind of structured markdown. Okay, this is a okay, maybe another requirement would be as simple as possible. Simple possible. Maybe server side. Okay, and I think this can be minimal proof of concept, and this can be list, but we need some kind of okay. See proposal. Brain dump of the config file, I guess. Format. So toml. Okay. Okay, so I guess this is this actually okay. So this is idea, so let's just add this. Oh, intro. I just said intro. But oh, I didn't save a file. Okay, save as. And you say readme dot md. Okay. Okay, that's why I didn't render it before. Okay, and this is definitely okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks okay. And I think this should be a quotation. So I suspect that's how you do it. Toma. I let's see how, what is it here? Okay, let's see. I've closed it. I've closed Yahoo, not GitHub. Here it is. I thought I was done with it, but I wasn't. Block quotes. Oh, so it's greater than signs. Yeah, it has backtick, 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 JavaScript. Okay. Something like that. Git flavor, markdown. Since we're going to be on GitHub, I think it's okay to have it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's not this short. It's actually ending here, and this should be de-indented. Okay. The config file should be a simple something like okay. Um, so okay, I guess this is it, and now we can. Oh, it's in the source directory. Why? We put it in the wrong place. Here. That's where it should be. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Readme uppercase. I'm not sure if it's mandatory or not. I suspect not. Readme MD. CM, SAM. Add an initial readme with the high level idea. Okay, so let's also create a repository. Where is this? Here. Okay, put it on GitHub. Da, 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 da. New. I just put a new repository. Maybe we'll end up using other crates. So no template. Put it in the crustacean. Station or crustacean. Yeah. Just say Yahoo pipes. This is not a Yahoo pipe. Maybe broken pipes. Broken pipes. Broken pipes. Broken yipes pipes. Not broken. But they're not broken. They're just worse. What could be a nice name for this? Let's just see. Project name generator. There has to be something like that. Lone Barbaric Street. No. Meaningful Poseidon. No, it's not about Earth. Drill homeless. Can you tune this somehow? Next Venus. Itchy skilled vegetable. Late screwdriver. Maybe something related to pipes, maybe late wrench. I guess that's a good name. Late wrench. Official tiger. Oh, it's not the unofficial one. Fish Rocky. Okay, so let's just use that. What was it? Late wrench. Late wrench. Let's call it late wrench. One of the most difficult things in programming or software, naming things. I guess now we know how Intel chip names are generated. Maybe Monday's clown. Well, it's Wednesday. Fantasy. Wow, fake nickname. Evil name generator. Savage Zaitan. Dr. Donna. Easy Dimitri. Project product name generator. I see. Code name. Straw weather. Are these any different from the project ones? Product name. Dripeco. Drypeco. Drypico. Tafix. Pentec. Cortex. Tempex. Bigging. Concord. Damn dome. Does the pipe sound like that when you hit it with a wrench? Damn dome. No, that's maybe a church bell. Duokov. Golden job. Maybe project name mixer. Maybe name mixer. That no. Anagram. Enter word or a phrase. Just like Yahoo pipes, but worse. Well, activate JavaScript. Jealousy's workhouse hippie bet. Jealousy's whiskey up top. Oh, come on. No. Maybe just say Yahoo pipes. Pois hoipa. Yap ho. Hippo. ISO. Hippo. YSOA. Pipe hoiso. No, hippo. The ones with the hippo are nice. Hippo. YSO. ISO. Soapy. Pi soapy ho. Pi soapy o. Pi soya hop. That makes a little bit of sense. Pi soya. Yeah, but it's soya, it's not soy. Pi soy hopa. Pi say hoop. Pope is ahoy. Pope is ahoy. Yeah. Soya hope. Pi soya hope. Yeah. Is soya or what does soya mean? Is it soya? Is it the same as soy? Soya. Another name for soybean. So it's the British. Interesting. Okay, so it's soya, not soy. Just say Yahoo pipes. Ashy paipu. Ashy ai poop. Hypo ai soap. Hoopy paste. What could drive the idea that this is worse? Maybe something with the poop. But am I willing to keep that on my public Git channel, GitHub page and repository? I guess not. So, but does it have any hippo? No hippo here. Okay. Let's exclude poo and poop and posh. Epi. This epi. Hyposoapy. Hyposoapy. Could we? Hyposoapy. Something less. Hyposoapy. Yeah. Let's use hyposoapy. Okay, so let's just say hypo. So hypo soap soapy. Where is it? Soapy. So it's Yahoo pipes. Okay, hyposoapy, not F, soapy. Hyposoapy. Okay. One word, hyposoapy. Hyposoapy, one word. Okay. Just like Yahoo pipes, but worse. Do I want to add a license? I guess I would want to add the MIT or the Apache or both, but maybe I will add later. So let's create repository now and push it. Git push origin master. Hello people on Twitch. I see there is somebody there. Hi. Okay, so in case you're wondering, I had a... Wow, it's already 1 hour ago. I finished the discussion with Andy. So we made an outline of this idea of a Yahoo Pipes clone. In case you don't know, Yahoo Pipes was this idea here. So let me put this in the chat. We're making a very bad copy of this. Okay. Okay. So thank you, anagram site. Okay. Now we should have something. Rust 100%. Indeed. But we don't have anything useful here. Oh. I guess the RSS. Oh, I guess this is unhappy. Interesting. So I guess I should start by looking at the markdown format and see what's the idea behind it. Okay. Markdown. Okay. Can I add now a license? Add file. Create a new file. No license. Add file. No release. About. Yeah, I'm not sure how I could do that. I know on GitLab once you have it created, you have a repository created, you can always create a license file. But I'm not sure how to do that on code. No, not sure if it's possible on GitHub. And the new interface is kind of confusing me. Okay, I guess. Okay, so let's see what is toml compatible. Okay. Let's see. See how you see me if I lean back. Oh, you don't see me. Okay. 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 Now it should be better. Tom's obvious minimal language. Okay, let's see Tom. Okay, so we have a title, owner. Okay. So it supports lists. Okay. Values. Oh, so tabs and spaces allowed but not required. Okay, so you can have a section and maybe a subsection. Okay. So how does that fare with our idea of format? I will have to so we would have something like filter and then filter dot electric maybe, then in rests. Okay, so it has something like filter electric maybe. You say and equals, you can have a list of them. How was it? So list of supported values. What can I have? Cross references. Gamma, delta, alpha, omega. Hmm. I'll mute a little bit. Sorry about that. Can you still hear me? I think that it was too loud again, but anyway. Okay. Okay. So let me copy this to get split right. Close this. Okay. So we have something like sources and maybe we have something like this then. Okay. Filter electric and then says in RSS1 and maybe RSS2 and then we say the filter contains something. Okay, and then filter dot Tesla. You say something. Yeah, I don't receive any kind of money from Tesla, so it could be anything. Audi, GM, Ford, Chrysler, whatever. As long as they make electric cars, right? That's the topic of the filter. So in is just okay. Okay. Oh, strange. So it seems that Visual Studio Code also captured the character, which should be actually a shortcut for OBS. something like maybe we need something like in equals to the list of feeds or whatever. Yeah, and I think the entering format should also be RSS because these are RSS. The after filtering, this should be also RSS. Unique, everything. So everything is RSS, right? Okay, except maybe um, the output. No, actually the output also gets RSS. Okay. Okay, so then join filter unique. Join and maybe some attributes. Dedupe. What could be another attribute here? Maybe no. Unique or say dedupe join true and yeah, but I guess when you say in and you get a list, you would it make sense to have an intersection? I guess the intersection could be something like I want said find RSS and actual URL. Let's find feed. Okay, so let's get an idea if we see some kind of main. Okay. Okay, let's just clone. Will it work? Will it not work? So, how do we call this? Just say let's look at the code first. Does it have a build? No. Main. So main.rs forbidden safe. It's a good sign. URL and builder. Okay. Okay, so by default that's HTTPS. If you don't have it, okay. Okay, and the lib. Okay, kind of getting sleepy. Hmm. Okay, so let's try and cargo check this. We don't care much about the pollution at this point because we will remove this after we check if it's okay, but I don't think I will use it as the it is quite clear this wasn't thought out great, well thought out. It was just the documentation says half an hour and yeah, possibly too complex. So it's 1 o'clock my time, half past. Oh no, sorry, 5 minutes past from this point of view, it's